Hey friends, it's Emily from burlapkitchen.com, where I'm all about simplicity. Today we're going to be making a fun farmhouse style Christmas tree using a wood plank, some stain, and some paper doilies from the Dollar Tree. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to stain this board. This is just a piece of plywood I cut down in my shop. So we're just going to stain it. I am using Minwax in the color Dark Walnut. And anytime you do this, I recommend staining the day before and letting your board dry 1, maybe even 2 days before you move on. Once your stain is dry, you can then take some petroleum jelly and just rub it in any place that you do not want your paint to stick. This is just going to give that pretty farmhouse chippy paint look. So I just rubbed it randomly all over my board. And then you want to take some white chalk paint and apply a thick coat over top your board. Make sure that is nice and dry, and you can add more paint as needed. So I'm just adding another layer of paint here and making sure that is dry. Once it's dry, I'm going to take a putty knife and I am going to scrape it off. And you can see how it's just looking like an old board that was ripped off a barn or something like that. So then I'm going to dry it, and then I take my rag and just get off those darker spots, get the petroleum jelly off, and make sure that it is all off my board. And then I just touched it up with a little bit of more white paint just to give a little extra dimension to my board and to add a few extra colors to it. So I'm just going to dry that, and once it's dry, I'm taking these doilies. These are from the Dollar Tree. They are paper doilies, and you get, I want to say there's like maybe 10 of each size, somewhere between 5 and 10 of each size. So you get plenty to work with and have fun crafting with. So we're just going to fold them in half and fold them in half again. And this is going to help to create our tree. So I did all 4 of them. And then once I got them all folded, I took a piece of wax paper and I painted them in the color moss. And this is a Waverly chalk paint. So I did glue that first one because it was really coming up. As I went on painting, I didn't really need to glue it so much. But you do want to make sure you get underneath. Now I did say during the live, it might have been better if I would have painted the front and the back of each doily and then folded them, because then you wouldn't have the white showing through. See there where I have to touch it up? I wouldn't have to do that if I would have painted the front and then the back. Just be careful because there is a front and a back to these doilies. You'll see when you take it out of the pack to look at it, you'll be able to tell the front side from the back side. So I'm just making sure they are nice and dry and touching up this paint just a little bit. So I didn't have any white showing, which I ended up having some white showing anyways. But like I said, I would just paint the front and the back. So I'm going to get this top one painted good. And you can already see how pretty this color is. This moss color looks lighter in the container than it actually is. It dries a little darker, and I actually love it. So then we're going to assemble this to look like a Christmas tree. And I'm just kind of putting everything in place to get it how I like it to look. And then we're going to start hot gluing this down. I was going to hot glue it down real good, but I kind of liked how the ends were kind of curling up. I thought it just gave it a little extra texture and just added a little something extra. So I added a little Mod Podge and a little glitter to my tree. I'm going to glue a cinnamon stick down for the base. And then I'm going to take this wood star. I think I got it at Hobby Lobby, and I am painting it. I'm using a frayed knot. I believe it's the color Golden Nugget. And I'm just going to dry the star with my heat gun. And then once that is nice and dry, I'm going to glue it to the top of my tree. And that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this super simple, cute Christmas project. For more great ideas like this, please visit burlapkitchen.com. Thank you.